Welcome to Hardwood Highlights Episode 3. Today we'll be discussing the NBA Finals recap, Christian Wood trade. Going to see if Kyrie Irving is going to lead the Nets. Going to look at our mock drafts analysis and discussing some potential offseason trades. So first we'll talk about the finals. We'll kick it off to our resident Steph Curry hater, Sam. What are your thoughts on Steph Curry capturing his fourth ring and first Finals MVP?
All right. Congrats to the Warriors. It was a checkbook win. But what I'm gonna say is, I remember in our I think our second episode, I said Steph Curry needs Finals MVP to be like really up there. So he finally got that, like no strings attached. He played really well. So I think he's definitely top 15 right now, all time. That's what I think. But he's definitely better than Magic. And if you argue otherwise, then like
Wait,
I mean, we don't really know because like we didn't watch it.
I think he's better than Magic. But I'm congrats to the Warriors. Congrats to the Celtics for making it that far. They should have won. They folded. I'm very disappointed in Jason Tatum. But there's not much else to say. Like good series, I guess. I called Warriors in 6, but yeah.
Yeah, I think it was me, you. I think Steven had him in 6.
I had them in 5.
Jason had him in 5, and then Cap just.
Cap using what Celtics in 7?
Cap, bro.
Bro, I was hopeful. I didn't.
And that's what I wanted, but I just knew it wouldn't happen because
I
the
forgot.
ghost of Brad Stevens passed.
Jason Tatum's not that guy.
That ISO ball. Yeah, that's really what happened in this series, especially in Game 6, bro. They just came out with no energy. When you think about like all the Game 7s they went through this year, like they were both of them is when they were up. That's when Game 7s were forced, and like they came out flat in those games. And then it showed in Game 6 where they're on the ropes and they weren't prepared for it. Like they had that really good run in the first quarter, but then when the Warriors started coming with more energy, they couldn't match it. And championship pedigree just took over. It just looked lost, except for Jaylen Brown and Al Horford. Only ones doing anything.
I think they're really gonna regret letting Game 4 slip away. I think that was a changing point in the series. That Game 4.
Yeah, letting Steph go crazy like that second half. Yeah, it's really evident that the team still needs a point guard. Obviously, wasn't a problem at the beginning of the series, but when the games mattered the most, Jason Tatum wasn't a consistent ball handler.
So turnovers were big issue for them.
Oh my god!
How do you have 100 turnovers in the playoffs, bro?
That's crazy. You're not even a guard.
So
I would
it's really
expect
weird.
James Harden to have that record, but no.
But he hasn't. No, he hasn't.
Okay.
I know, but he was putting up some Hall of Fame turnover numbers.
Mm-hmm. It's really weird because like, what do they do at point guard now? Because like you start Marcus Smart at point guard, right? But you're kind of like locked into that, and he isn't a passer or facilitator like that. Like this is like his second year playing point guard ever, I think.
Yeah.
So it's really stuck. You don't know where they can improve from that. The only contracts that can really move is like Al Horford and Derek White, but those are like the two most important role players, on that
Horford
team.
Horford is literally Giannis's dad, so they better keep him. Grandpa Horford.
What is that narrative, bro?
Did you watch the series?
Yes, but like
he turned into.
Did you watch the series? How do you get dunked on by an 85-year-old man, bro? That's crazy.
No, it happened.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
The instigating needs work, Sam. The instigating is.
I'm not instigating anything.
Okay.
I'm not instigating anything.
You just call him a bad instigator.
Right. Let's stay on topic.
Stay on topic.
Okay, but yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I think.
Damn.
Wait, what's funny?
Yo, get this dude on ESPN.
I was gonna say something. I realized how sus it was.
We got Paul.
Okay.
I was gonna say Steph Curry sucked the soul out of him, but I was like,
whoa, that's
okay.
I mean, it's true though. Like, it's kind of true.
Huh?
Yeah.
Like after Game 4, Steph, they were just like mentally defeated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
Steph
were
hit
not the
0
same after
threes, and they
knew they couldn't win.
I don't like the phrase like they wanted it more, but it genuinely seemed like
they had that dog.
That's how they play.
They had that dog in them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people forget the Celtics are young too.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a few like Al Horford, but
Well,
Their main core,
most of their team is, relatively young still. Like their two core stars are young. I've seen a lot of people compare this finals to like LeBron's first finals with Jason Tatum just because of the stats. Like versus the Spurs in 2007. Yeah. I don't agree with it personally because that LeBron was on like his second or third playoff run compared to Jason Tatum. But obviously, like the bright lights are a little too big.
Yeah, that's a very unfair comparison. LeBron was the only scoring option on that team. He was getting double, triple teamed more often than not.
If the Celtics won this series, Jaylen Brown would have been Finals MVP.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Mm-hmm. He played the best.
And something we gotta talk about is I would honestly made me think of Thunder versus Heat, that finals, more in the sense that by the power metrics, the Celtics were heavily favored. I think it was 88% chance.
86-14.
That was such a wild statistic.
I don't know who came up with that number.
Yeah, who made that? What network?
It was ESPN.
Yeah, that wasn't even.
Of course,
that's got to be fake. They did it for the views.
Of course, bro.
That's got to be fake.
That was crazy to me, and I think it's kind of. I said this at the beginning of the playoffs, and I think it's kind of confirmed it. But I thought, like, by a good margin, that the Warriors, the Bucks were the two best teams in the NBA. And considering the hurt Bucks pushed the Eastern champs to 7, and the Warriors kind of took that series handily, I think that kind of confirms it. And then I'm just really surprised by how heavily favored the Celtics were.
I think the Bucks would have beat the Warriors.
I think
the healthy Bucks would have beat the Warriors.
I think so too.
I
think so.
I don't
I think so. In 7, maybe.
That is tough. Who's guarding Steph?
Drew Holiday.
Who's guarding Giannis? Who's guarding Giannis? Don't say Draymond.
Drew Holiday.
They got Looney. They have
Looney Tunes.
He's not locking up Giannis.
He's pretty good. He's pretty good.
The Dubs don't have enough bigs to guard like Portis.
Yeah,
Giannis,
we're talking about
possibly Brooke at the same
We're
time.
talking about two undersized big men trying to stop like 7-foot Brooke Lopez and 6'11" Giannis. Like,
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Giannis is better.
Let's talk about the Andrew.
Wait. Can we talk about Game 6 topic. Clay? Can we talk about Game 6 Clay?
He was not a thing.
That's been fake.
Bro went in there and chucked some shots.
He's a certified shot chucker. That's why he's on the team.
That's true.
He took out a lady, bro.
Oh yeah, I saw that dude. He's drunk.
He lost his hat in the ocean too.
He's really just an alcoholic on a boat. If you
that
think
was
about
so
it.
funny. Was it after Game 5 where he was just on the boat? That was so funny.
Yeah.
Wait, bro, did y'all see the Big Dawes video?
He got banned.
Yeah.
Bro, that man Steve Kerr said he thought Clay had a few extra burgers, bro.
Okay, let's talk about the Andrew Wiggins redemption story. To me,
I told y'all, bro.
No, you said he was next. You said he was next Kobe, bro. No,
are you saying that again?
Kobe. No,
yes.
Stop. We're not putting that in there. We're not.
Bro. We're putting that in there to clown him.
Okay, let's just talk about the redemption story. This was a guy considered by many NBA experts to be the worst player in the NBA on the worst contract in the NBA. And when you look back at that trade that was circulating, yeah, he was considered the worst. But if you look back at that trade, they traded D'Angelo Russell, a player that didn't fit at all, for Andrew Wiggins, one of their most important players during the finals run, and Jonathan Kuminga, the future. So that was really.
Yeah. Did he even get any playing time?
No.
I mean, they had like a 8-man rotation.
Yeah.
What was the conversation? Wiggins. Well, personally, I always thought that Jabari Parker was a better player than Wiggins, and I still have to go that way.
He hasn't even played in like 10 years.
Wait, didn't someone tweet that?
Wiggins played his heart out. Wiggins played his heart out. He redeemed himself. He's still not better than Jabari Parker, but shout out to him for stepping it up.
That's crazy.
Bro, I haven't heard that name in so long.
For the first time I heard of
He
Giannis
fell off.
was when he leveled Mike Dunleavy in the playoffs.
That was so funny.
Yeah, why was he so mad? Like, well, what did Mike Dunleavy?
Out of all people,
if you know, you know. That's all I'm gonna
What did
say.
he? No, okay, you tell me. What did Mike Dunleavy do?
Wasn't Mike Dunleavy on the Bucks at one point?
You know.
Maybe.
No.
I feel like he was. I don't know.
You might be thinking of Isilia Sofa or whatever his name is.
No,
Ersan?
I'm thinking of
Ersan Ilyasova,
tough.
Bucks legend.
No, I'm talking about Carlos Delfino. That's who I was thinking of.
Oh,
That's a throwback name.
2K. He was on 2K13.
Yeah.
Shout out Monte Ellis and Brandon Jennings.
Remember
Monte Ellis.
Kirk Heinrich on the Bulls, bro. Didn't he have the glasses?
Captain Kirk.
Kirk was cold.
He could shoot though. Same with Marco Bellinelli.
On the Spurs. He was cold on the Spurs.
Yeah.
Oh, he did play on the Bucks.
Damn.
Here we go.
Back with the Christmas jersey.
How tall was he?
What, like 6'7" maybe?
Giannis made him look like a kid when he got leveled.
Oh, he's 6'9".
He's like Giannis is like 7.
Yo, I just remembered something. What up? Let me find it. Do we have any other thoughts on Wiggins?
Yeah, we even
He got a ring before Cat.
Just shout out Nick Wright. That's
There
it.
it is.
Shout out Nick
Oh,
Wright.
yeah.
Oh.
Are we
Wait.
shouting out Nick?
You
Wright?
know,
Nick
Because
Wright
he's
is
a
actually
first
so annoying.
you guys know something crazy?
Nick wrong.
It's been 1 year, and perfectly, it's Father's Day weekend since PJ Tucker fathered Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
1 year
Whoa,
on the
wait.
day. 1 year on
Where
the
did
day.
that come from?
Yes, sir.
1 year on the day. Noon 20.
Why do we always bring up
12:31 a.m. Well, it was just the perfect Father's Day.
I don't understand how someone can drop 45 plus multiple times in one series, and somehow this guy is a stopper of the other person.
Bro, PJ Tucker has 0 points in the last.
Crazy.
Him and Giannis.
Hey,
had
well, that's
50
why he's a
points
Bucks
combined, and Giannis had 50.
As an unbiased Heat fan, PJ Tucker owns Kevin Durant.
See?
PJ Tucker
Where's
sucks.
this-
We have two separate teams.
Y'all are
here,
just saying
Grammys.
words at this point.
PJ Tucker sucks. Behind Trevor Ariza, he's the second worst player in the league ever.
He's a
No,
bum.
Trevor Ariza is way lower. I'm sorry. He's not even the worst. He's
What
like
did
the worst
PJ
in
Tucker
China,
do?
bro.
What did PJ Tucker do?
On the Rockets,
locked
he's
up.
so
He got that dog in him.
On the
What is
Rockets,
PJ Tucker
Bro,
done
Rockets
this year?
PJ Tucker was honestly hilarious.
Bro,
This man was
Cap,
out here
you know
playing
PJ
center
Tucker
against
had, like,
AD.
You know, PJ Tucker had like 5 threes in that game 7, right?
It doesn't matter, bro. All he does is collect shoes. That's
Hey,
it.
he has more shoes than points.
He is. He has more shoes than minutes played.
That
There
was
it is.
for one game. That was
Proof
game
PJ
3
locked
alone.
up KD.
That was one game.
He
You know
locked
something
him.
crazy?
Lock him
If
up.
KD's fat feet weren't that big, they'd probably have a ring right now.
Bro,
And now KD will never get a chance to prove himself
you're literally
that he can be
admitting
the
to
number
a
one
lucky.
option on a
Hold on.
championship team.
That can transition into our next topic because Kyrie. We saw the report this morning from Shams. That's fake.
President Kyrie fan.
Man, Shams is lying, bro.
Shams has no life, bro. Like
Exactly, bro.
unironically.
He
That's
has
his
no
better.
life.
We all know
job.
Woj
That's
does.
his job.
No, did you see the article, bro? They said he wakes up like in 2-hour intervals to check his phone. Like he doesn't get sleep.
What
Like
the- what
he
the
misses
loser.
family events.
No,
He misses
Grind don't
family
stop.
events. Yes.
That's
He like
sad.
Grind don't stop
legitimately
for
doesn't.
nobody.
Are you serious?
Yeah, his doctor said it might be affecting his health. Like he has his phone on him all the time.
Woj better. Woj
Yeah, that's why
better.
Woj better.
Woj is better. I mean, we've been knowing that.
Anyways, let's start with Jason. You think Kyrie's leaving?
No, bro, it's fake. They're just stirring up drama as they do usually.
That's what
He's
I
gonna
thought. And then
stay.
James Harden left.
If he leaves, KD leaves, so there's no point in trading him or like
How is
letting him
KD
go.
gonna leave? How is KD gonna leave?
Dude, it's a package deal, bro. They came together.
I
So
don't
if
think
one of
you
them
un-
leaves,
I don't
the other
think
one.
you
That's
understand
how
what
the
an
NBA
extension.
works.
I don't think.
Dude, that's how they work.
Bro, it's like a
This is
package
not-
deal.
this is
so
not
it's
recess
no
draft.
recess.
It doesn't
This is not
matter.
a package deal, bro.
Bro, they can't just
Yeah,
leave.
The recess
Yeah.
draft.
It's
You
not
just
It's
walk
recess.
like-
out.
No. If Kyrie leaves, though, KD will request a trade. What's gonna happen? Because he doesn't want to play without him.
How do you know? He played basically the whole
Because
season without
Did
him.
Kyrie
They're
tell you?
best friends, bro.
Did
They're
Kyrie
best
tell you
friends.
Katie told me.
Kyrie tell you that, bro?
No.
Katie told me.
It's just
KD's
obvious.
DMs.
How can you not like
Hold
see
on.
the like?
Bro, have you seen the
I-
videos where Katie doesn't even like? Katie thinks Kyrie's so annoying.
Bro, that Instagram live.
Yes,
Bro, I was you in my past life. I'll go to the elbow, turn around, and shoot over the top. Bro,
Bro was
He
saying
was like, bro,
absolutely
shut up.
nothing.
yeah.
Bro, that man
Absolutely
talks
nothing.
just to talk. He talks
Yeah.
just to talk, bro.
Okay,
I
I,
feel like
don't
he
think
goes.
you can continue.
I feel like he goes. I feel like I have a hot take right here.
Uh-oh.
I think he's going to use retirement as leverage. I don't see him going anywhere else, but he could pull like a 2017 Gronk. Steven, you might know what I'm talking about. Gronk.
Mm-hmm.
They had a trade to the
What?
Lions, right? And it was set in stone.
I don't
Oh
blame
yeah,
Gronk.
I remember.
don't blame
Gronk just
Gronk for
straight
that
up
one.
retired instead of getting traded to the Lions.
That's a big dick
So I
move.
think-
It's a big dick move.
So
Honestly.
really, I think he can use it as leverage. Because would anybody be surprised if Kyrie retired today? No, I don't think so.
I'd be
Yeah.
surprised.
Jason, would you cry?
No. Or would I cry?
I'm just asking, bro.
I think his eyes are tearing up.
His career is solidified, bro. He's a legend.
Okay, back to Kyrie. I think the reports and stuff that came out there, I think that's all just
Bro,
leverage.
Cap.
Really, you're not leaving.
Yeah, I don't think he's leaving.
He's not. He's not. Cap's going through something. But Kyrie's not leaving.
Me? What did I do? What did I do?
He's
Are we
gonna
recording?
work it out with the front office.
Yeah, there's only a limited amount of teams you can even go to, or who would even want him. You know, if Brooklyn, if they don't even want him, they just put that, they put this big investment in you, and they don't even want you. Who says another team's
The
gonna
Nets
want you?
don't win.
Trust me. Everyone's lying. They want him. If they say they don't want him, but they'll take him.
I have a
They'll
great
definitely
idea.
take him.
I said
I
we
don't know if
put.
that's true.
I said we put
Dude, they will.
Kyrie. I said we put
Okay.
Kyrie with
Oh.
two young stars, both of them good on offense, good on defense.
Wonder
In
what team this
a
is.
big northeastern city, great history, great fan base. I think
Oh,
Kyrie with the
really?
Boston Celtics could be a fantastic combination. They need a point
Oh.
guard. Kyrie's their
Yo.
solution.
I never
didn't
thought
work.
about that before.
They betrayed him. Make them look.
They betrayed Kyrie left. He said,
Bro, Steven,
he's
you
gonna win
my
change
ring.
your
He
hat
just
every
did.
time we start a new Zoom. I've
I do.
noticed this. Okay.
bro play like what, one playoff series and left.
If
They
the Nets
suck.
don't,
He got
if the
bodied
Nets
by the
don't win
Bucks.
within
Just
the
saying.
next 2 years, I'm gonna have to intervene.
Isaiah Thomas was better on the Celtics.
He was.
Not really. It was kind of hype.
Bro, he was
Well, he
an
averaged like
MVP
29 at
candidate.
5'9".
Didn't he bring him to the conference
Eastern
finals?
Conference Finals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and he lost to
got hurt.
LeBron.
Yeah, he got hurt. I think they could have pushed it to like 6. He didn't
Oh,
hurt his
yeah.
hip.
And when they played the Wizards this year past.
That's
Oh.
that's not good.
All time Photoshop.
I only come off with facts. That's all I say.
That's not a true statement. You said Andrew Wiggins is the next Kobe.
That's where I think he's gonna go. Yeah, that's his potential.
He's 28, bro.
That was a valid statement like 8 years ago.
No, it wasn't. Now it is because
No.
you see the experience and the improvement he has.
No,
before?
Kobe was an all-star
He's
like
a
his second or
completely
third.
different
Carl
player.
Anthony Towns messed him up though. He really messed him up.
No, it was Tom Thibodeau.
Bro is just
It
saying
was
words
Jimmy
at this point.
Jimmy Butler humbled him.
Nah, he
Nah,
needed
bro.
that though. He needed that.
Jimmy Butler was good for Andrew Wiggins. It was Tom
Yeah.
Thibodeau. He don't know how to
Bro,
develop
we don't
players.
gotta do this all the time. Like,
Okay. Let's
Christian
talk about
Wood to the
the
max.
Christian Wood trade. What was it? Christian Wood for Boban, Trey Burke, Marquise Chris, and the first round pick this year, which I think is 27.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Long term, short term. Who are the winners of this trade?
Either way, Mavs win. Long term, short term.
I mean, what if
They
Christian
get a
Wood
good
doesn't
summer.
work out?
Yeah. Some
mean,
people are
I
saying
don't
some
see-
people are saying he's a bust.
How?
That's what
If
some people are
Christian
saying.
Wood
They're saying
doesn't
he's
work
overrated.
out, then they lost. But
He's a solid big man.
I think
is he
he
gonna
is.
be a solid big
but-
man in Dallas though?
Here's the thing with Christian Wood. Like,
Bro barely even rebounds.
he's bounced around a lot. Like, bounced around the league a lot. Like, he
Well,
went
he's
to
just been with the
Detroit.
Bucks in
God.
the brackets, right?
what?
Okay. he has bounced around from team to team, and it's kind of becoming a trend to where nobody kind of wants him. And this is like his first situation where he's on a contending team. But if you look at the trade package, his trade value was pretty low. Like all they wanted for an 18-9 guy was a low first round pick and some bench warmers. So does that really, tell the character of Christian Wood? Maybe he's like a locker room, not good for the locker room type of guy.
I think Christian Wood, and this is coming from a Bucks fan who was pretty sad to let him go a few years ago. But I don't think Christian Wood, like his upside is not very high. He's not great on defense. And I do think his stats with the Rockets are a little inflated just because they were such a poor team. Like
Thanks.
I don't think.
Hey, next year though, Rockets, they're gonna go crazy.
I don't think he fills
Anyways.
all the boxes that Dallas
Agreed.
needs necessarily.
I think it fills the box for just a stretch big man who can shoot and can score a little bit.
Thanks.
But that's really it. He fits in the system on offense. On defense, he doesn't help at all. I think it might have even got a little worse because Maxi Kleber is the better defender, and you're going to give more of his minutes to Christian Wood.
Mm-hmm.
So it really just depends on how they use him, or maybe they still go after like a Miles Turner later or like a Mitchell Robinson for better defense. But if they're playing him at center strictly, then it's still kind of odd.
Yeah, I don't think he's enough.
Besides Luka and Christian Wood, the Mavs are solid defenders.
True.
And they get Tim Hardaway back.
Well, I think they're going to trade him because they don't really need him anymore.
Brad Beal to the Mavericks.
Oh,
that's something I'd like to see actually. But
I don't think they have enough.
That's if they lose Jalen Brunson. If Jalen Brunson's market's going to be that high, you could do maybe a double signing trade type of deal. Because I know the Wizards are still looking for like a point guard, like badly. Yeah. That could work. Let's talk about the Rockets side of the deal now. The Alperen Sengun agenda, it will be pushed. He's gonna get so much more playing.
No. But he's actually kind of good though. Like I'm not even gonna cap this agenda. I have no issue with. He might actually be decent.
I've heard of him, yeah, a little bit.
He had some nice stunts.
Let's see. I think this also clears the way for like Paolo Banchero at number 3 for them. Moving away from Christian Wood from the power forward spot, I think he's definitely the best fit for him on the Rockets, like right next to Sengun because he can stretch the floor. And Banchero is not that great of a 3-point shooter yet, but he's really good in the low post.
Think about John Wall.
That's
what happened.
Random.
I think we're seeing. Well, he's on the Rockets, right?
Yeah, but
he hasn't played
with the trade.
He fell down the stairs.
Well, why you laugh? Nah, see.
That's
not funny.
That's not. You can't compare that to someone getting cancer and you laughing.
Bro slipped in the bathtub.
It is not comparable. Do we have confirmation that that's actually what happened?
Yeah, he fell down the stairs. That's true. The stairs is true.
Okay.
That's crazy.
But I think we're seeing the end.
I think we're already at the end.
We've been seeing
It's been the end for the past couple of years now.
I had hope.
There is no way he can go out there at 31 years old now in his 10th or 11th season.
Yeah. For a guy so dependent on his physicality.
Yeah, I don't think his game fits on a contending team, maybe as a backup. But he's also at this point kind of a volume shooter. If he takes a lesser role and just works as a distributor, then maybe I could see something for him. But especially for his contract, because he wants the money, he's headed towards that Foot Locker commercial. You all know what I'm talking about? The walls, wings, and burgers.
Yeah.
Bro, he actually predicted his own future.
That's a classic.
Mercedes are a pick and roll.
It really happened.
He beats the Bobby Butter commercial though.
Yeah, you don't want to end up like Bobby Butter.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, I say this is a W for the Mavs. Big W. Because they got rid of 3 people that got 0 minutes.
Yeah.
This isn't an over the top move for them though. It's it's a good trade for a decent score.
If you're
but
the
like
Mavericks,
I said,
do you still go after Gobert?
no,
I'm not.
Not for that. No, I don't think because he's also investing a lot of money in picks in the Gobert if you trade for him. I think there are cheaper options, like you could bring back like Nerlens Noel or like target like a Mitchell Robinson in free agency if you're looking for rim protection. But Gobert, no.
Bro, I remember when Nerlens Noel was on the Mavs.
He's solid.
That was way back.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I don't think this is like an L for the Mavs, but I think it's a slightly bigger win for the Rockets with how deep this draft is. You know, obviously they have the number 3 pick and they're probably going to get Paolo. But I do think this draft is deep enough that a 26 or 27 pick is very good for them. Obviously Christian Wood has his downfalls. He's not going to be, his ceiling isn't high enough that he'd be worth to keep around a contending team like that. So while I don't think this is a bad trade for the Mavs, I just think obviously you have Luka, you want to be contending, like a serious contender for as many years as possible with him. And I don't think they have the talent to be like a serious contender right now. So they're going to have to make more moves or else I don't think this is enough for them.
Yeah. They still have that Tim Hardaway contract and possibly even Jalen Brunson. They want to go after, a bigger free agent. They're still not done. And the Davis Bertans contract as well. So they're definitely not done making moves.
The Dinwiddie, the Bitcoin contract.
Bitcoin.
Okay.
What's I gonna say? Oh yeah? Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. Moving on. Bradley Beal said he's already made his decision for free agency, like 10 or 11 days before.
Go to LA. Funny. Go to LA.
He's not going to the Lakers, bro.
I know,
Relax.
I know. I can still dream, bro.
No one wants to go to the Lakers anymore.
Why are you dreaming about Bradley Beal?
No, I'm dreaming about the Lakers winning.
Oh.
It's not gonna happen for a while.
Right.
So where do we think Bradley Beal's landing?
I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he's taking the $245 million and is staying.
He's not running from the grind.
I don't blame him for that. I don't blame him.
I do.
Dude, get the bag.
I do.
Have y'all seen that meme where there's like Dame's teammates saying, "Oh, we lost," and then Dame's like, "Yeah, I didn't run from the grind."
Yeah, they made something for Jason
professional
Tatum.
Dame hater, bro.
They made one for Jason Tatum. He's like, we're down by 20, and Jason Tatum like, I love Kobe.
Oh.
But yeah, I think Bradley Beal's best fits are probably like, let's see. I know people like the Celtics a lot. The Heat have been in rumors for like 3 years now.
Bro, don't even
start. Dude, I didn't even say he was going there.
You're not allowed to say Heat or rumors.
Don't mention the Heat.
You're not allowed to say Heat or rumors in the same sentence.
Moving on. I wasn't even going to say that, bro.
Look,
that's so crazy.
You don't get the benefit of the doubt anymore. I'm sorry.
How? I never said. How? I never definitely said.
How?
I said that word wrong. But I never said that.
This is the most reasonable, insane Miami Heat fan right now. You are the most reasonable Heat fan.
Okay, moving on.
A lot of them.
Let me move on. I think the Hawks can make a move for him. Let me think of another team. Mavericks. We just talked about them. I really like the Memphis Grizzlies making a move for him because they need another scorer.
That won't work.
I think it will work.
I don't think so.
They really need more scoring and more veteran presence on that team. And Bradley Beal's perfect.
I'll be honest. Y'all know I don't like Brandon Ingram, just because I don't like.
Why?
It's because I don't like Brandon Ingram. We've been over.
When I say I don't like LeBron, I'm the bad guy, but he can say stuff like this.
Sam, you're the only one with a diss track, bro.
See,
that's a different one.
Bro,
we were just talking about this
era, though.
Like I just don't like Brandon Ingram, but that's not my personality.
That's cool.
Transsexual. We've been over this. Anyways,
y'all made up a word because y'all are obsessed with my basketball.
If it's in Urban Dictionary, it's a real word. Anyways, so I don't dislike Bradley Beal the way I dislike Brandon Ingram, but like I don't care for Bradley Beal. Like, so honestly, I don't give a shit where he ends up.
Hey.
But if I had to guess, he'd probably stay in DC.
Running from the grind.
I do not care about Bradley Beal.
I mean, who really does? Who's a Bradley Beal fan? You know,
Seriously.
Washington natives.
I doubt it, bro. I don't think they even like their basketball team.
They
Probably
probably
KD
still wear
fans.
Gilbert Arena jerseys, man.
Yeah.
A lot of shots in that building.
Ah! No, I didn't say that.
There was so many jokes that someone could have made right there. Like,
I mean, brought the gun.
threw it all away.
Okay,
Well,
we can do.
I mean, it's
Hold
free
on.
to see how those hollows feel. So
Facts.
No.
he taught John Morant well. Well, that's so corny. That's got to be the corniest thing I've heard an NBA player say.
Nah,
that's
bro.
not corny, bro.
You're
That is not-
slandering John Morant,
the
bro. I'm
corniest
sorry.
thing you've heard an NBA player. I'm chasing that ghost, and that ghost lives in Chicago. Bro,
Nah.
that's above.
Jason,
Nah.
but Jason Tatum isn't.
No,
That's
because
been
Jason
pretty
Tate-
corny.
Kobe's related. Kobe is in that equation, so I'm biased.
Bro, but John Morant, bro.
Ja is
That's
corny,
the slander
bro.
Bro,
segment.
that
Hollows
is
are
not.
That's so
Like,
crazy.
you're
No,
in the
he's not
NBA.
bowing. He's not
It's
You're
bowing.
in
free
the
to see how
NBA, bro.
Hollows
You're not
feel.
gonna do anything.
Bah!
Bro thinks
It
he's
is-
Lil Durk, bro.
Steven, what are you doing?
I'm geeking. I'm geeking. Anyways, if like Miles Bridges said it, it would be funny. But
Yeah.
like Josh is just corny,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Miles Bridges is trying to make it out the league, you know? Ja. I don't know what this boy doing.
Nah, here, I got a tweet pulled up from Ja. Someone asked him, Ja, why do you get on here thugging? You are rich. And he said, because the money won't ever change me. Been on that, still on that, forever on that, won't ever speak on it.
There's nothing
No.
inherently wrong with what he said.
No, it's just corny, bro.
It's corny.
No
That's
one
all it
says
is.
that.
He's an NBA player, bro.
Seriously.
Like, bro.
It's free to see, bro. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Bah! You catch these hollows. Bah! We keep it
It's-
real in Memphis, brother.
It's free, bro.
You better
You want
watch
that
that.
smoke on Christmas
Brother.
Day. Christmas Day,
Bah!
Jaw's gonna have a Gilbert Arenas moment.
On Draymond?
Yes,
Before the
I'm
game?
calling right now. They're gonna lose. They're gonna lose like at the buzzer or something, and there's gonna be another tunnel incident, and
Another tunnel incident.
with the Clippers, and Draymond's about to feel how those hollows feel.
About the grittiest waste in the Warriors locker room or something?
Yes, Big Dawes will open the door because he can get through. He can get through any security.
Nah, John Morant is actually so corny, bro. It's ridiculous.
It's free.
No, hold up. How does Big Dawes get away with it?
He
Klay
looks
Thompson
like
is
Klay
not-
Thompson.
No, no, no.
He's-
He arrives
he's
in full
overweight.
uniform, bro. Who? What?
I mean,
NBA
they're
player
not gonna. They're not
arrives in
gonna.
full uniform?
They're not gonna tell though, because bro's like 6'5", 6'6", so they're not gonna tell.
No, they see
gonna
Klay
lie.
Thompson every day though. Why would he arrive in full
Facts.
uniform?
It's the
Like,
finals. He has to dress up a little different. I don't know.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
I
You
think
crazy
you know
for
what
that,
time
bro.
it is.
It's funny 'cause,
what time
like,
it is.
He's about to do something really
Anyways.
disrespectful.
Oh, isn't that the wait? What
What's
what
the
do we have
next-
left?
I
The slander
The
segment,
draft, right?
Oh, the
I want
draft.
to talk about the trades, the draft, and then the Warriors and Grizzlies rivalry. That's hilarious.
I say we
okay.
start.
You
with
want to
it.
just talk about the trades real fast? I think you're the ones who you're the only one who's really
Facts.
Yeah.
that right now.
I'm not.
Nerd,
Yeah.
nerd,
Honestly, I
nerd.
could not tell you one person that's getting drafted.
Okay.
Same.
Come on, bro.
I can talk about the
That
trades.
home
I
Grid-
can talk about the draft.
Chet
Oh, yeah, Chet
Holmgren is
Holmgren.
the
I know
next
Chet
KD.
I don't check over.
I can
Dude,
talk
he's
about the
gonna be a
draft,
bum.
but I don't
He
know.
already
anything about
owns
Collins
Steph
playing
Curry.
eternal.
He already owns Steph Curry, so I like him for that.
Okay, we got 8 minutes. by the
Imagine
way.
liking someone.
Just speed run through Collins, Grant, and Turner, and we
I'm
can talk about the
sorry.
draft.
Yeah, okay. I'll speed run it. John Collins, when we're talking about his trade destinations, I think he'll be a Portland Trailblazer. I think they'll send that number 7 pick over there. He's a decent fit. I'm not really high on John Collins personally. I think he's just basically athletic Bobby Portis, but if he's
He
like your
peaked after
second
that
option,
T-shirt.
Wait,
He
why
peaked
is it
after
leaving?
that T-shirt?
they don't want him.
Oh, really?
Contract
Mhm.
discussions.
If he goes to
Yeah.
Brooklyn.
Let's see. Jeremy Grant, I think he'll be on the
On
Kings
net.
next season.
No.
No, he'll be on the Kings.
He will be
Because
a net.
really the reports from these past couple of years is he wants to be, a big time scorer, but at the same time compete for the playoffs.
It don't
and
matter
I
what
know-
he wants. He's going to the Nets.
He's not going to the Nets anyways.
To the Nets.
I think out of all the teams that are going to offer him the best deal, it's probably going to be the Kings. They're searching, to get rid of the number 4 pick for a win now player.
Cap.
And okay.
Sorry, I have to do something. I was serious.
And the Kings will give him the best fit to really be what he wants, like to be like a second option probably or third. I don't know.
So what he wants is to stat pad on a losing team.
Well, at least a team that's trying to win. Like the Kings are trying to make the playoffs.
Wait, who did the Kings trade away?
No, they're trading away nobody. I'm talking about
Kings traded away Haliburton.
Yeah, where'd he go?
Yeah. Oh, he's on the Pacers.
Oh, that's right. Bro, why?
I like Tyrese Haliburton.
Stupidest trade ever.
He had a higher ceiling than Fox.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
That's sad too. I was a De'Aaron Fox fan.
Yeah, bro, imagine living in Sacramento and then you have to.
I should go watch a Pacers game.
Speaking of the Pacers, 2 players that have been constant trade rumors. Start with Malcolm Brogdon. He'll probably be on the Wizards. I don't think his trade value is too high right now, so I think this is the perfect time to get him. It will probably include like Kyle Kuzma or Rui in that deal. But they need they need a point guard badly. They don't need another power forward type because they already have Porzingis that they're trying to like revitalize, I guess. But they do need a point guard. And Miles Turner, I have him going to the Raptors because they just desperately need a center, like really bad. And I think he really fits that need for them, real rim protecting. I don't think they're going to give up OG Anunoby in a trade for Gobert. So I think giving up less for possibly the same impact that they're wanting to get will be good for them. Let's see. I had another trade in mind.
Wasn't OG in rumors to the Trailblazers?
Yeah, I don't think that'll happen.
Scotty Barnes. You don't?
I think the Raptors, mostly just Masai Ujiri, I think they like him too much. They just gave him an extension too. So I think really it's like Gary Trent Jr. gets moved before OG Anunoby. Just my opinion.
That's fair.
Let's see. I had another trade in mind, but Clint Capella. Shams reported that the Timberwolves were in discussions for Clint Capella.
What?
I don't see why that works.
Yeah,
I don't know what they're going to use.
No sense.
Don't need that.
Yeah, I don't see that at all. But if there was a team that's going to get Clint Capella, I think if they lose DeAndre Ayton, the Phoenix Suns, you reunite Chris Paul and Clint Capella back together as a lob threat. Clint Capella wasn't great defensively this year in the games he played, but I think he offers better defense than Ayton did. And I think, especially in the fourth quarter, we'll see that better defense also allows Onyeka Okongwu to really come into his own in Atlanta because he hasn't really got those opportunities because of Capella. And I'm really high on Okongwu. So I really think
that's the guy who played with LaMelo Ball, right?
Chino Hills.
Yeah.
I think that trade would really open things up, especially on the market for the Suns, because it gives them more cap space to really work on what they really need is more bench scoring. And I think trading for Capella, that probably include like maybe Jay Crowder in that deal campaign, something like that.
That's a pretty fair trade, yeah.
That's it.
Picture.
What happened to Alfred Payton?
He was on the Knicks, and I don't know where he is now.
Hopefully in China.
Hopefully.
Yeah, because
he's Guangdong Tigers.
If he never had the hair, he could be an actual point guard in the league. That's my theory.
His own shot with his hair.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
He couldn't see. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
The wigs.
Got into the NBA without seeing. So it's pretty impressive.
We have 30 minutes though.
All right. So we're gonna end.
Recording in progress.
So the draft, I think the consensus top 3 picks are generally, most people would say Chet, Jabari Smith, and Paolo in that order. I think is the most common. Personally, I do like Jabari Smith a lot, and I do like Paolo a lot. I think they're both fantastic scorers, and I think they'll be very NBA ready. Obviously, Chet, I don't like Chet Holmgren for
Me
personal
neither, bro.
reasons.
He's so overrated, bro.
For
He's so
personal
bro.
reasons.
He's so
let's hear him.
overrated.
Let's hear the
I
personal
agree.
reasons.
Gotta be racist.
Let's
Okay.
hear the personal reasons.
I'll be honest, I haven't liked Chet. I probably haven't liked Chet since like 2020. Like watching his high school clips. I was not a fan. You know, he was the number one in the high school class too, I think. Man, I can't say other than just the fact that I generally hate the tall, skinny guys who are like.
Okay, I just wanted to hear you say it. Continue.
Okay, I'm gonna go here. Let's see. If I had to give like my top 3 players from this class, I'd have Paolo at 1, Jabari Smith at 2, and Holmgren at 3. I think Paolo is the best player in the draft, just mostly because I think he's most NBA ready. When you think about how he can score, 3-point scoring needs a little more work, but I think he can score mostly from the paint and from the mid range. He can stretch the floor pretty well. When I think about Jabari Smith, to me, he's kind of like a Rashard Lewis prototype, and he was an all-star caliber player. Like when you think about like he's 6'9", 6'10", he's not like KD, but he can still be a really elite defender. Not defender, I'm sorry, scorer. Speaking of defender, Chet Holmgren, I think Chet Holmgren's like draft stock. It's based on how people look at Holmgren. Are you looking at him like a Giannis prototype, or are you looking at me like who I think he's like a Walmart Chris Bosh in a way? Like he's pretty good on the
Bosh is crazy.
I think he's Walmart Chris Bosh.
It's got to be the first time someone's ever said those words.
Yeah.
It's not a diss on him, but like I think he can be a really good defender. I'm not really sure on how good of a scorer he can be, because we didn't really see that in college. If he can bulk up a little bit, he kind of reminds me of like Evan Mobley coming out of the draft a little bit. Both were kind of really skinny, but we knew what they can do on defense, but the offense was just a little bit questionable. I think Walmart Chris Bosh is a good comparison for me. That is, I think his best fit is probably in the Thunder, because they don't really have another center. But that'd be weird though. Him and Pokashevsky, the 2 skinny 7-foot white guys on the team, that'd be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
That would be pretty fun.
Let's see. And I think Jabari Smith is probably going number 1 overall, just based off of I don't think the Magic are they really gonna decide between him and like Wendell Carter, who they just traded for in the Vucevic trade, and they got Mo Bamba, who really improved. Like he just had his best season. He's a free agent this year, and they can still re-sign him for like $10 million a year. I think that's his market right now. So I think you plug him in at the 3. And when you think about like the Magic franchise, they haven't had like that pure scorer since like Shaq. Well, not pure scorer, but like a guy who can like get you buckets on the regular. So I think it's either Jabari Smith or Paolo, but I think you can't pass up on the potential for Jabari Smith.
I think I definitely, like you said, I think Chet has the best fit on the Thunder. And when we talk about like timelines for the rebuilds, I think OKC can afford to take Chet in the sense that he will probably take more time to develop than guys like Paolo or Jabari. And with how long-term the rebuilds can be, how many draft picks they've just stocked up. I just think they
are 8 years old.
Exactly. I think that they have a lot more time to develop Chet than like an impatient Magic team would. So I think that Chet going to the Thunder, getting time to develop, and possibly working with some of the 2035 first round picks could be better. And that Magic team has a lot of like pretty young, talented guards. So I think that could go well with Smith.
Yeah,
they got
RJ.
Suggs. They got
Suggs.
Cole Anthony.
Cole Anthony.
Yeah, you're right.
Markelle Fultz is still with them. Yeah, I like Markelle Fultz.
That's what I forgot to mention.
I feel like he's gonna have a good season this year.
I do like Markelle Fultz. He was doing well in Orlando before he tore his ACL.
I was gonna say he could get traded, but I forgot to mention it.
I do think he is a trade candidate.
I was gonna mention him getting traded to the Knicks. I think that would have been perfect, but I guess I didn't say it.
I'll pray.
We need Zion to the Knicks. That's what we need.
I pray for
Need
Markel.
Zion gotta lose weight, bro.
Who's
You gotta get
weird?
another
NBA
diet.
fans. NBA
Just want you to know
fans.
that you got him.
No.
Though I never met you, I know the pussy. Whatever J. Cole said.
Facts. I
Mid.
pray for Markel. He fucked up his shot.
Mid
Yes.
Cole.
I mean, that song is higher.
Does
Oh,
J.
that's
Cole
what
have
you
a
missed
minion
solid.
feature?
Sam, why are you saying
Dude, yeah.
yes?
J.
I'm on
Cole
that
have a
tangent.
minion
How I
feature?
planned it.
Does J. Cole have a minion feature? I didn't think so. All
You
right.
listen.
I do
He's
think
cool.
Paolo on the Rockets is a good fit. Obviously they've got some talented young guards, and they're not going to have Christian Wood anymore. But I do think with that 26 overall pick, they can still get, or 27th, they can still get someone pretty solid. So I do like Paolo on the Rockets. I think that could be a fun Rockets team in a few years.
Yeah.
And otherwise, I do like Jaden
they will
Ivey
be
as well.
fun.
We haven't mentioned
Yeah.
Jaden Ivey yet.
Jaden Ivey, he's really an interesting prospect. I've seen people compare him to how people saw Russell Westbrook coming out of the draft. Where
Yeah,
I
I've
saw,
heard
like,
Russ and Ja comparisons.
Yeah, they don't know if he's like a point guard or a shooting guard, because you got to remember Russ, he had to actually develop into a point guard. Took him a couple of years to where he was really a distributor. I do like that comparison for Jaden Ivey. I don't know if the Kings would trade that pick, who it would be. I know, heard the Knicks are trying to trade up or something. If like I said, Jeremy Grant gets traded, I think he's a good fit next to Cade Cunningham. Definitely better than Killian Hayes or whatever they're doing with Killian Hayes. It's not working, so I could definitely see them moving on quickly. Obviously, it wouldn't work on the Kings because they just drafted Davion Mitchell. They have an overload of guards. There are some interesting prospects later in the draft, like Keegan Murray at number 5. I know he's getting some buzz. I don't think he's that great just because his shot form is really slow. I don't know if he can be like an NBA level scorer just based on how slow his release is. That's just my opinion.
I mean, look at Lonzo.
Yeah, is he a scorer though?
No, I mean, I'm just talking about form change, just in that.
Yeah, well, it's pretty slow. His release is weird. And then I know Shaedon Sharpe is getting a lot of buzz too, but he was at Kentucky, but he just never played. And it's different from the whole Kyrie situation because Kyrie actually played some games. But Shaedon Sharpe's more of a question mark because he hasn't played since halfway through high school.
Yeah. I'm looking at some of the mock drafts, and Shaedon Sharpe is the only guy I don't really remember much on in the top 8 to 10. I do remember Keegan Murray. I did think he was very good at Iowa. He performed very well this last year, but I don't know much about Shaedon Sharpe at all.
Yeah, hold up. I got mock draft popped up here too. Trying to remember some the other prospects. So AJ Griffin, I do really like him too. His draft stock definitely rose throughout the college basketball season. He could be a really, really good two-way player, develop into a scorer. I've seen people try to call him like Paul George or something. I think that's a little too far, but he's a really good 3-and-D guy. Really, see, this stat had him shooting 45% from 3 in college.
Yeah, I saw that.
Up.
That was impressive.
It's pretty good. Let's see.
I do like Ben Mathurin. I think he has pretty solid potential to be a good 15 points per game scorer. He can score very well. So I think he'll be good wherever he goes. Looks like most people have him going to the Trailblazers. I think he'd be a decent fit there.
Just say Keegan Murray.
I do like Ochai. How do you say it? Ochai Agbaji.
Are we slandering Jason Tatum?
I don't want to slander him though, bro. I don't think.
Yes, bro.
Who else don't want to slander?
100
turnovers. Him or
Y'all
Clay?
can slander. Y'all can slander. Why would we slander Clay?
How are we gonna slander Clay when he won?
That's your best option compared to.
No, it's not. We could slander, like I said, the Nets.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, I care. That's who I want to slander.
You're a
Why do you want to slander Jason Tatum?
You're a hater.
Let's slander the Heat.
Jason Tatum.
Slander the Heat.
Jason Tatum.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to slander Jason Tatum.
It has to be Jason Tatum.
Jason
Y'all can
Tatum.
be Jason Tatum. Go ahead.
Jason Tatum.
I'll do Jason Tatum.
We have been talking about how you are next up for the past 3-4 years. How you were
He's
that
only
guy,
19,
man.
though. He's
We
only
let you
19.
slide. We let you slide when you lost with Kyrie. We let you slide after that decent series, an okay series against the Heat in the bubble. We let you slide after that. We let y'all slide last year. This was y'all's year, man. Y'all had everything set up. You beat the Bucks team. You beat the reigning champs. Off injuries, mind you. You had the deploy. You made that fantastic run after y'all had a terrible start to the season. Everything was heading your direction. You were the favorites. You were the huge favorites to win the finals. And Jason Tatum, you know what you did? You set yourself up for failure. You rode Kobe's song. You talked all that shit, man.
Slong.
Not him. Jason.
Yeah.
Jason.
Oh, it's backwards.
You set yourself up for failure the moment you tried to use Kobe as your what? I don't even know, like his idol, where he set himself up for that comparison, right? He wanted to be Kobe.
Yeah, the lights were just a little bit too bright.
Lights were too bright. You froze. My man, you have not moved.
And it's not
Jason, it's not even like you had some okay performances. You had some terrible performances. And it wasn't even just in the finals. You were flaky all playoffs. You were getting carried on Jaylen Brown's back. Yeah. And you are a small forward, power forward, and you set the record for most turnovers in a single playoff.
You had 100.
That is impressive. You are a power forward. You should not be turning the ball over that much. It's just incredible. You had some terrible performances, and this entire time you were trying to compare yourself to Kobe. You were doing everything with Kobe.
13 points, bro.
That's just embarrassing, man. It really is embarrassing.
In an elimination game.
Like, dude, Kobe is like, he's ready to come down and
that man rolling in his
slap
grave,
you, man.
He's gonna block him. He's actually gonna block him.
There's no reason Jaylen Brown should have a better
No offense to
Jason, you were supposed to be the face of the Celtics franchise, and you were arguably outperformed by freaking Robert Williams in the finals, bro. That's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even like he folded after they lost game 4. Like, he was just mid or below mid in every game. He had one game, was it game 3? He played all right, I think.
He had one
it was game 2.
high 20s.
Yeah, and then
right?
But it was on bad efficiency even then. So, bro, that man averaged the same amount of shot attempts as points. That's not good.
That's crazy.
That's not.
That is crazy.
Y'all went crazy, bro. Oh my god.
Jason,
yeah.
Give him a break, bro.
He's young, bro.
Oh my gosh, Jason.
He is only 19, but still.
I'm just chalking
What is Jason? 24? I wouldn't be slandering him half as much if it weren't for the Kobe things, man. That was just so much.
Nah,
I know he
put that on himself too, but the media was also pushing it heavily too.
That's what I was gonna say though, is that I don't blame him. Like, the media has been pushing that he was next up, that he was about to be MVP All-Star level soon, which I thought was too soon. Like, he was 22, 23. People were saying he was going to be in the MVP race the next few years. I thought that was a bit much. And I wouldn't be putting as much of the blame on him, but the Kobe thing was OD, man. Like,
it worked
that was on him.
It worked for game 7 though.
Facts.
Look, any player that's going to get compared to Kobe is not fair to me. Just because that's like an unrealistic expectation to live up to.
I agree, but then he compared himself to Kobe, and that's where I'm like,
his profile picture.
That's not
profile picture him lying on the ball when he went to the Celtics practice jersey.
I mean, I know he's not trying to
the text is so corny, dude.
I know he's not trying to say
that. Kobe still has a phone number. I don't think that
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. How is that Kobe?
Kobe no.
If I just renamed someone he knows.
Probably Deuce.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's Deuce Tatum's phone
number.
If
I'm Deuce, I block him too. Bro.
If the Celtics fans weren't so annoying, I probably wouldn't be as mad at Jason as I am now. Like I said, man, I was just blown up New England.
Do we know that Ayesha Curry can cook though?
That's a good question.
I mean, she has her own cooking show.
But
that don't mean anything.
Is that because of her, or is
Yeah.
that because of Steph?
That's pretty sexist for you to say that, actually.
Bro, I know
Yeah, Jason. Well, hopefully this will be motivation for him to come back stronger.
facts. Yeah.
I feel like he's gonna fall
It's
off.
not the end of the road. Like
What?
this
Oh,
isn't
He might
wow.
regress. He might
He's only-
regress.
no, this
Why?
isn't
I
like
don't-
Christopher,
I
where it's
feel
like
like-
kind
no,
of the
this
end of
might-
the road.
Yeah.
Jason has
I mean, he
plenty
still
of
has
time.
a lot of time and
Regress.
a lot left
He's
in
gotten
the tank.
he's gotten
unlike
better
Chris
every
Paul.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
this
feel like
was
this
his
is his
best.
peak. This is like the pinnacle of his.
I don't
Jason,
agree.
what are you
He's
talking
not. He's
about?
not
What?
35-year-old Chris Paul. He
Yeah,
has,
it's not
know,
like
I'm
he's
just
Chris
saying, like,
Paul
he has a whole
constantly losing
decade
when
I
he's
feel like
out.
this is his one chance. This is
he has a
one
whole
chance.
decade
A lot
of his
chances.
prime.
This is-
ahead.
Chris
this is
Paul
not
doesn't
the
have any more
Suns.
chances.
Nets.
Jason
Bucks,
Tatum will be a 25 point per game
Heat,
scorer for the next 10 years.
Bulls,
he has
maybe.
plenty of time.
Sixers.
The Celtics
Bro,
will be.
what
No
are you
one's worried about
talking
the
about?
Sixers. Let's be. No one
The
is worried about
Bulls,
the
dude.
Sixers.
Bro, if Harden-
Embiid, bro. Embiid.
And who?
You said the
You-
same thing this year.
But see, you say this like that only applies for the next few years. We don't know what the league will look like in 8 years, you know?
We don't
Then
even know what
Jason
the league
Tatum
look
will
like in
still
2
be
weeks.
Jason Tatum's gonna be like 32. He's still gonna be in his prime.
Are
In
we
like
sure?
8 years
I
from
don't
now.
know.
You
We
can't
know
say
that.
those things about the
do you know
league.
how like a prime works? Like it's not
Yeah,
like it's like
it can happen anytime.
Well, all I'm saying is that like Jason Tatum's gonna be
Yeah.
very good.
I gotta
What?
cry. I
no,
gotta
there's just no
cry.
point. There's just no
I
point,
gotta
bro.
cry.
Bro,
I gotta
We're quiet for a
cry.
reason.
Okay,
bro.
Andrew Wiggins is
hold on.
28. You're like, yeah, it's gonna be the next Kobe. No, bro, that's the best he's gonna get.
It's his prime. That's literally
No.
the adult years.
Yes,
for
it is,
prime.
bro. I promise you. Andrew
Steph
Wiggins
Curry
will
is like
not get
32
anything.
right now, and he's like still as
He's-
good as he was
He's
5 years
34.
ago.
That's
He's 34?
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
Bro, how
Well,
old's
either
KD?
way.
Bro,
KD's 33.
he needs to win.
But
a
either
ring,
way,
bro.
Damn, it's not
like
that
obviously these guys are aging well. Jason Tatum, I think, is gonna age very well. He's gonna be a 25 point per game scorer, probably till he's in his mid 30s. So I think it's very unfair to say this is the end of the road for him when he's
Yeah.
literally
No, it's
just
not
like
the end
what,
of the
24.
road. I just feel like he's gonna regress.
He's not
gonna
Chris
be as
Paul.
good.
He has a lot left in the tank still.
Dude,
Was
he
he-
has
Was he like
he
a
had
22, 24 point per game scorer this year? He's gonna do
27,
better.
I think.
27?
Yeah, it was something like that.
Huh.
26, 27. But yeah, they're not going anywhere. They
Yeah.
still got Jalen Brown's only going to get better too. Robert Williams is going to get way better. Probably a perennial defensive player of the year candidate for his whole career. They
Al
still,
Horford's out of here though.
yeah, Al Horford's probably his last year next year on the Celtics. That is because it's the last year of his deal, I think.
I see the
But
Bucks
they're not going
and
anywhere.
Celtics. I see the Bucks and Celtics being the two best teams next year in the East.
I don't think so. I think
It
the Heat
just-
gotta take over.
It just
I
depends
don't
on what the
agree with
Heat
that.
does in free agency.
Bro, I'm sorry, you're not winning with Kyle Lowry like that, bro.
Yeah,
Kyle
I know.
Lowry.
I know. Kyle Lowry looked terrible.
Kyle got to stay in the strip clubs and
Yeah,
off
no,
the
he looked
basketball
good.
court.
You got something.
Oh.
weighing him
You
down,
don't care.
bro.
y'all aren't paying attention to what Steven said.
What?
he said
He
he's
said he
like,
got something weighing him down? Oh.
you said that, bro.
He's not wrong. Pat Riley basically said that in his press
Yikes.
conference.
Do you have anything else to talk about? Are we slandering Clay Thompson or anything like that?
No, he doesn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve
I
it.
mean,
He did
Game
good.
six.
Clay-
He deserves
he's a-
it.
Game
He's a
6 Clay
champion, bro.
was a fabrication.
Tyson.
Like it was fake this whole time.
We all knew it was fake. He had like what, 2 good game 6s, and the rest
Mhm.
are average.
First off, I
Yeah.
want to talk about the Warriors offseason because that's low-key interesting. Because
I don't want to
Oh
talk
yeah, they
about
have
the Warriors.
some decent move or a lot of moves to
We
consider.
don't
Let's
need to
see.
talk about the Warriors.
yes, we do. Because
They've
Jordan
gotten
Poole's a
enough
free
press.
agent.
They've got enough press.
No, there's more.
Oh, Looney's a
because
free agent. Yeah.
Looney's a free
Looney,
agent.
Poole.
Otto Porter's a
Oh,
free
Looney
agent.
Tunes,
Gary
bro.
Payton's a free agent. They got
They're
a lot
all-
to work with.
Checkbook.
Well, I think Looney has taken pay cuts in the past to stay with the Warriors, so I think he's gonna stay. I can definitely see.
Gary
I think
Payton.
Gary Payton stays too, just because he
Let's
fits
see
so
what
well
kind
with
of
them.
salary
and
cap
it-
magic they pull off this
Don't
year.
Brian Windhorst this thing,
Oh.
dude.
I will.
Don't do that.
I will. Let's see
Think
what
that-
they pull off.
They have no
Um,
reason to leave. I mean, if they won,
Well, I think it really depends on what they're going to do with their young guys, like Moses Moody and Kuminga, obviously, and James Wiseman coming back. That's a big factor as well. You got to get them some run because
Yeah.
they're obviously the future.
Yeah.
especially with Gary Payton taking minutes up at the guard, Kevin Looney taking minutes at center, and then Otto Porter taking Kuminga's spot at the wing. Especially with now all those three guys that I mentioned, their values at an all-time high. They can make a lot of money in the offseason. Like Gary Payton could get like a Patrick Beverly type base level contract where it's like $15 million just for being, a defender and agitator. Because I know that market's pretty high. And then Kevin Looney could go to any team that needs a center. They're going to overpay for him.
Gary
Like the
Payton to the
Hornets,
Bucks. You heard it here.
That's crazy. Anyways.
I like it.
They don't even really need him.
I just like Gary Payton. I think anyone would benefit with Gary Payton.
I don't know how they're gonna. He's like an important piece just for defense, and every team needs like that agitator, like that one guy you love to have on your team, but you'd hate to see on another team.
PJ Tucker, Pat Bev, whoever.
Marcus Smart.
Marcus is fucking dumb. He's not good at basketball. Marcus Dumb is not good at basketball. We should have slandered Marcus Smart. We already did that. But Marcus Smart is not good at basketball, bro.
How are you the defensive player of the year? Good job. 40.
Max, he wasn't even good. He's not better. He's not better than Drew Holiday offensively or defensively.
He did.
That's crazy.
Look, Marcus Smart has two modes, bro. So let me explain this first.
Terrible and awful.
2K20, right? I had this Marcus Smart 95 overall card on my team during quarantine.
What about my team?
No, let me explain this. It's part of it. He had a 95 overall card and he was cold. So his good mode is 95 Diamond Marcus Smart, right? And his bad mode, I call him Marcus Curry, because that's when he thinks he's like some 3-point shooter and takes like 23. Cap, what are you doing?
What are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
Marcus Smart. Come on, Marcus Smart. He's either 95 Smart or he's Marcus Curry. We saw mostly Marcus Curry down the stretch in that series. It wasn't very good.
What happened to his defense, bro? He didn't stop Steph Curry for anything.
What caliber player? He's not Drew Holiday. He wants to be Drew Holiday. He wants to be Sidney Moncrief. He's neither of them. Two Bucks legends.
Yeah. Question: if there was a point guard available, like a clear upgrade now, better point guard, would you trade Marcus Smart for him? Like,
yes.
Like Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, if like a Kyrie. Let me think. Like, if you need a facilitator, if like a Malcolm Brogdon.
Who would say no to a Malcolm Brogdon for Marcus Smart trade?
Because they're trying to move him though.
Oh, they don't want him?
Yeah, they're trying to move him.
Why?
Because he's like 30.
Marcus Smart's not good enough. They need a better point guard. That's like
I'm talking about the Pacers.
Well, the Pacers
were trying to move Brogdon.
Yeah, they're actively trying to move Brogdon. Let's see. I think Brogdon would be great for the Celtics. I think he'd be great for a lot of teams, but talking about like a missing piece, he's a better version of Derek White, really, because he's a better scorer and shooter. I think he brings better defense. The only thing with Malcolm Brogdon is he just been hurt. That's really it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling the Nets are gonna do one of those things where they don't make a single move in the offseason.
That's called the Dallas Cowboys special.
Facts.
He's not wrong. They
better.
My guy froze. He hasn't moved for 40 weeks.
I mean, Jerry goes into a solitary nap the whole entire free agency. But when the bargain guys were like 35 years old come up, he's all of a sudden he's awake.
Thanks for watching Hardwood Highlights. We'll see you next episode.